The people I'm actually even fighting for in diaspora, people that have been, have been going to court to help them to work on some cases and all of that, most of them really don't care the moment you're in jail. A lot of times, some lawyers also are into these fraud things. And so you might think, oh, a lawyer is going to do, one or two lawyers are going to work right, and before you know, lawyers too will play you. There's a saying that says majority carries the vote. So when 99% or 98% or 95% of Nigerian real estate, if they are fraud, then they've carried the vote, and we are licensed now to be able to say that. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Man of Thought, and I would like to give out certain information out there that will probably be useful to my audience. Like, share my videos. But there's a reason why I make these videos about real estate organization. And before I proceed, I would say this, that my intention when I came to YouTube is actually to talk about subjects that actually matters to me and subjects that are very important that I think can be useful to people out there. And I've spoken about religion. I'm not done talking about religion because I think religion is part of the things that affect Nigerian culture and traditions the way it is. Can we reverse certain things? I don't think we can reverse most things backward. But I think when people are aware of the reason why they act the way they act, that becomes a stepping ground for them to know how to avoid certain things and to be able to rectify few things in their life. I started talking about real estate organization simply because I have certain experiences that are personal to me. I'm a kind of introverted person. I try to pay attention to whatever is going on. In fact, I can see you and I would not let you know I'm looking at you. I can watch someone for years and the person would not even be aware that I'm watching them. So I don't want to call myself a street smart guy, but I think that since the age of 7 and 8, I am the guy that would always move around and you wouldn't see me within that particular vicinity. And I pay attention to what people do. I just gather information. I rarely communicate with people. In fact, I always love the aspect of me discussing one-on-one with people rather than group of people. We having discussions together. I like an individual because then we can have deep conversation. So in the aspect of real estate, I had a terrible experience with certain real estate organizations that I bought property from. And I've made this, I think I've talked about this, that I went to jail despite the fact that I bought property from a real estate organization. They are not happy for the fact that I stood up for myself. I stood up for certain landlords in the estate, those who are in diaspora. And I see how they take advantage of people. And they took a lot from me. I lost a lot of property. I lost a lot of money just because of those real estate companies. And I realized that these things happen not just with me and this organization. It's part of things that happen generally in Nigeria. But the people are not actually paying much attention to these people simply because, number one, they are a registered organization. And so you have the impression that if someone tends to be a registered company, they will be doing what is right. And in fact, the law enforcement are very careful with this type of people simply because they have more money. The officers are scared of litigations or, them writing petition to a higher authority to take charge of certain case and the rest of it. And for the fact that they have this CAC and they are a registered big organization, law enforcement are very careful with this particular people because these are now legal. I don't want to call them legal criminals, most of these real estate organizations, because let's look at it from this perspective that you go arrest them and the police do what they think they are supposed to do. It is easier for most of these people to have connections because of the ambassadors they have, because of the advert, because of the TV stations, radio stations that they've always associated themselves with. And maybe you are dealing with someone from just an area command, and before you know he's in the state CID, before you know he's in zone 2, before you know he's at Abuja, these people might have the links. So most DPO, most assistant commissioner of police, most of all these people are scared of them. They will just pretend like, they are not scared of them. And in fact, when you look at it from the other ground, a lot of bribery also goes into it, in the aspect that, okay, we are going to give you some money, and they will die down cases. In this environment that I've been in, I have reported a lot of cases to the police, to the law enforcement. And for example, an assistant commissioner of police will tell me that I'm not going to charge this person. And I know in my mind, because I saw the moves, that this man has been settled. Despite the fact that I have my evidence with me. Several times I've been assaulted by the real estate companies. Several times I've been assaulted by certain people. And you might ask yourself a question, that why is it that I'm the only one having the problem? It's because you cannot make a decision as a human being to speak up the truth. People are definitely going to find ways to, want to silence you. I have been removed from landlord's platform by the real estate organization. Landlords in an estate that people have rights, and we create a platform. When the chairman of the estate, the previous ex-chairman of the estate, was associating himself with them, and I saw what they are trying to do to the landlords. In fact, they tried to bring me in and the rest, but I did not accept, because there's nothing you want to give me that is going to be enough. I have children, I have wives, I have people that I love, and I know that whatever we sow, we are going to reap. And I'm like, no, we have to do what is right. And I have a lot of blasts. If you talk, fella, we won't talk. What happened to them? Anybody as a Nigerian that make a decision to speak up, you're going to get backlash. There is no way. The truth would always reveal itself, but at what cost, and who is willing to speak the truth? Because most people shield themselves with fear. Most people shield themselves with logic. And it is okay, because you realize at some point, which I did realize when I went to jail by this certain real estate organization, that the people I'm actually even fighting for in diaspora, the people that have been, I've been going to court to help them to work on some cases and all of that, most of them really don't care the moment you're in jail. You might even call them and they just ignore your calls, and you start seeing different attitude from them. It is true. It is real. But I think that there's an amount of change that I can do as a person, and it is to create awareness. My method of applying all those things might probably be wrong initially, but I'm like, okay, what if I have a YouTube? What if I create a social media presence and all of that, and start educating people on these things so they don't get into the problem? Despite the fact that I had that as an intention, you would see marketers who will come online, people who will call me and start giving threats and the rest of it. And in fact, it got to some point whereby some people will take my video, they will clip it on their own on another channel, and they put it in a way that it looks like I'm talking about a particular organization. And before you know, now so I will get another problem, and you keep fighting case. And the worst thing about, I wouldn't say it's the worst thing, but I think one of the bad thing about our law enforcement, or I would say our justice system, is sometimes they don't even need to ask you questions. They just throw you in jail. Some of the police who had come after me, the moment they've shut their mouth, people that I have in another state, they will come from another state, come carry me. And then they would not question me, ask me to write my own side of the story, interview me, know what is actually going on about the subject or the petition that was being written, because they've been told that just take this guy, throw him in jail, this is what we want. And they do it. But like Undertaker, in one of his entrance, they sing a song. They say, "No grave can hold my body down." So I put it upon myself that I would want to fight. I'm not fighting for everyone because I can't, but I have to educate people and inform people, make people aware of religion, of real estate, of fraud, of EFCC, of Yahoo boys, of law enforcement. I will still be touching on law enforcement. Many those ones, when I come on them, I know they will come for me. Yes. So if any law enforcement has actually dealt with me in the wrong way and I keep my things down, I would talk about it. There's nothing. If it's possible, I will mention your name. So if you want to, if they want to carry me like the way they did Very Dark Man, nago do, nago tire. The only thing that I would plead with my audience is that subscribe, like, share my video. Let this thing pass around so we become very careful so most people would not enter the same trap. I can be lucky, maybe with some of my earnings, to be able to fight this injustice that happen in frauds and a lot of times some lawyers also are into these fraud things. And so you might think, oh, a lawyer is going to do, one or two lawyers are going to work right. And before you know, lawyers too will play you. And they are playing along with the persecutor. They are playing along with the police. They are playing along with the real estate. The ones you even bring up. Because lawyers go talk to lawyer, persecutor go talk to, and to find a way they can just delay you, get money from you and the rest of it. This is real. This actually happens. But it's a price to pay if you want to speak the truth. I can actually make a decision to talk about girls, to talk about love, to talk about social media and artists and musicians and the rest of it. And I'm going to make money. And everyone will say, oh, guy, you have a good talent, but put it in a way that is going to be productive. I'm trying and I'm learning other ways that I can put this through to be more productive, that I can, use it to cater for my family and do a lot of things, get more things in my life, right? But the objective or my the thing that I think is the obligation for me, or that is more important to me, is that people are aware of this. And I don't see too many people going through the same thing because you're cautious. I've seen a lot of people go through this. I've been through it and I know how painful it is. I'm in a stage in my life whereby I can survive. I can survive no matter where I find myself. By God's grace, I can still survive. But there are people who are putting in their best to make this country grow. And maybe if I put it out, people will be more conscious, and then they would have when you know the manipulation of the devil, it is easy for you to confront the devil. But when you don't understand the manipulation and you get defeated every single time, you get defrauded every single time, you just get fed up. So if I can do this, make the awareness, I think it is a plus to Nigerians, both within the country, outside the country. I think it is a plus for every single one of us. And one day, I believe whatever I sow, I'm going to reap. And the same thing, whatever you sow, you are going to reap. So I am going to be focusing on still this real estate issue because they have too many tactics and all of that. But when I speak, I'm speaking from experience. And I have a lot of experience that I can share with you. So if you're interested, please let me know. And here is the advice I will give to you. If you are in diaspora and you want to buy property, it is better to buy landed property than buy complete building. Now, if it is an individual thing, it is easier for you to verify the necessary documents and in fact the materials they use. But when it comes to real estate company, I think that I would advise that you should come to Nigeria yourself while you move with some of your family members and the rest of it. Come to Nigeria and do your due diligence. Do your due diligence. Ask questions. You can call my number and ask me any question regarding real estate. I am not telling you that I am a professional, but out of experience, I can tell you, I can link you to certain things that you need to know. I can help you do certain verification. And you are still going to need a lawyer. But one thing I tell people is lawyer is not the total solution to all these particular things, because some lawyers, they will just tell you to take certain deals so they can make their own money. For me, I wouldn't want to put it like I'm a righteous or the most righteous person on earth, but I would say I have been through this over and over again, and I think I have a trigger in my head when I see that someone is being manipulated by a real estate organization. I know how painful it can be. Despite the fact I was able to endure and come out on the other side, and I'm okay by God's grace, while I still proceed with the rest of it, I still think that there's a side of humanity that matters to me more. And I'm not saying I'm the most trusted person. I think there are other people who you can link up with. But if we don't start this conversation right now, we probably may not know those people. So maybe God will do it, and I probably would know more people through this particular platform. But all that matters is you subscribe, you like, you share, you comment, reach out to me. If you want to make any inquiry, if you want me to do any underground work for you, let me know. If you want to invest in any real estate in Nigeria and you want me to do underground work, you may have your family who are already working for you. You may have your lawyer who is already checking everything. But if you still need someone who is going to tell you that this is the mistake, look at this contract and all of that, the contract actually matters, but many things needs to be applied before you put in your money. You can always reach out to me. Have a blessed day. See you in my next video. What I'm doing is always from personal experience. I'm not telling you that this is all This is how the whole real estate in Nigeria are. No, don't get it wrong. The whole Nigerian are not that way. But majority, 99%. But as you know, there's a saying that says majority carries the vote. So when 99% or 98% or 95% of Nigerian real estate, if they are fraud, then they've carried the votes, and we are licensed now to be able to say that. I did not say anything. Have a blessed day. See you in my next video. Adios, amigos.
When you are revolutionary and you talk the truth, people will come and slap you down. Then you talk the truth again, they lock you in jail. Them never hear anything at all. Then go hear pansa pansa. When you are revolutionary and you talk the truth, people will come and slap you down. Then you talk the truth again, they lock you in jail. Them never hear anything at all. Then go hear pansa pansa.